Walk round the compound, see some tigers and some Pete's. Hopefully we'll hear some adorable squeaks. Oh, oh my. Ooh, interesting angle. Interesting angle for the looch. Okay, I always try to start off these webcasts with a different kitty. And it's really hard for me. I can't see the screen because there's a bush right in my head. Sorry. I always try to start the webcast off with a different kitty, and then if you want one of those little kind of little side games you can play at home, if you want, is to try to guess which cat is going to be kicking off the Walk Around the Compound webcast. Now, did anyone correctly guess Miss Aluchalu? Don't lie. Don't lie. I know when you lie. I know. And she also has Pete's. Did you know that? That's also on the test. Lucia trivia. By the way, one of those kick-ass facts memes you always see floating around. Kick-ass facts! Did you know that William Dafoe has 4 nipples? And it's like, I don't know if that's quite accurate. Kick-ass probably should do a little bit more Googling than you actually do facts, because some of them can be a little bit dubious. Hello, all you big cat. Oh. Schmutz. Hello, all you big cat lovers out there. It's me, Derek, again. Welcome to another super duper fantastic episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. I think Solano's gate over here is still locked. And, well, also the access to where I would need to be to get a proper video of him is blocked off as well, because he has access to both sides of the enclosure. It's a logistical thing involving gates and chain link, and we don't got to get into the boring details, but basically I had to stop myself from going where I would normally go in lieu of going over here. Yeah, I know. Yano. Do you have any more? Yano. Good morning. Good morning, handsome. Yano. Yano. A little bit? Maybe? I think we're only going to get a half-hearted back moo from Solano today. Yes, a half-hearted back moo. Oh, Pete's. We got rain. Can you see it? There's a puddle there where yesterday it wasn't. We got a lot last night. Probably close to 3 to 4 inches within maybe 3 to 4 hours. It dumped like Listeria Chipotle burrito type dump. That's the type of dump I'm talking about. You know, I can see it between the chain link, right? He's like, how does he do this? How does he consistently have this magical ability to see through chain link? I don't get it. Tigers, I mean, they really are, they're smart as far as like animals are concerned, but they can still be gloriously dumb. I'm sitting there thinking of the comments like, they're not dumb. Okay, look at all the Pete's prints. Look at them all. Okay, you make a better door than a window. You know that, right? Trying to look at the Pete's prints. Excuse me, interesting tiger, get out of the shot. I'm looking at dirt right now. Thank you. Ugh. Jeez. Oh my god. Oh my god. Really? Hi, baby. Hi, Miss Shan Shan. Naya. Naya, looking epic. Yeah. How you doing? I was posting some lightning videos on my Instagram last night. I climbed up on the fence. I climbed up on the gate because it was over there, next county over. Oh my gosh! And the thing about here in Texas or other kind of places in the Great Plains, let's make the plains great again. Where's Bobby? No, Bobby's not in. But something that's kind of common, and it's funny because like we'll get interns from all over the place, but oftentimes not so much like from the Great Plains. Hi, Secret Tiger Garden, Secret Murder Garden. You and your family can go get murdered for an affordable price. Mom and dad and kids too, grandma and grandpa. Ah! Oh my gosh, there was mud. It's all over me. Someone did not like my happy murdery jingle. Well, I got some schmutz on myself. At least it stayed off of the lens. That's good. Oh, Noey's toys. Noey's toys got wet. Noey! Noey Lolion! Noey! She's up there. Noey, baby! Noey! Noey Lulu! Noey Lola! Noey! No, 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 no! Oh, no, no, no! I love you, baby. I love you. Yeah. I mean, you know, again, we still try every day. You know, but I mean, it's still rough. Lions are, yeah, they're social, pride-oriented creatures. Bin bin. Bin bin. I saw you walking around earlier when I first came out. When I first came outside. Bin bin. Maybe she likes deep. Bin bin. Bendy. Come here, baby Bendy. Where are you? Yeah. She's up here just because she likes it. She seems to be responding well to some of the extra attention. So just kind of moving her around. Oh, Mr. Ace Man, Mr. 21-year-old Ace. You know, all of the other cats, as soon as they heard, they just keep on pestering this guy like, hey, you know, can you go and get me some wine coolers? You know? Maybe some Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's what Boomer and Slade, they like to drink Mike's Hard Lemonade. And I'm like, that's kind of dorky. I mean, you know, why don't you actually, you know, drink some grown-up adult beverages? this is not your dad's root beer. And no, they're children's drinks that just have the alcohol added to them. And then other people are like, I know, right? I'm like, yeah, well, you know, good point. It's, you know, but that, and this is me, maybe my old man is showing, but, you know, and I do like, look, I like things like beer and scotch. I like a good whiskey. I don't like sugary stuff. I don't put sugar in my coffee. I've never been like, and this is not to say just like, you know, if someone were to offer me like a cupcake, I wouldn't throw it in their face and like, you get that crap out of here. You get that crap out of my face. I wouldn't do that, but I do draw the line at like, you know, pink sprinkled donuts and apple teenies. I'm like, all right, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. And I do kind of, as far as like some of those more, some of the different drinks, it can get a little bit, silly, I think. See, I like drinking too. I'm a grown up. I'm a grown up. I'm like, man, that's just hummingbird water with vodka. Why does my head hurt so much? My head is hurting. Alright. Hi, beautiful. You're almost there too. Take some pressure off of Ace. So it doesn't have to keep on buying beer for the cats. But yeah, no, it's when you try to add like adult flavor to what is oftentimes associated with kid stuff, you know, sometimes the results can be interesting. Take bronies, for instance. That's an interesting development. That's kind of an amalgam of those two types of things. All right, well, think about that. Look at you, pretty. She's all squeaked out. I just got done doing a weekly squeak. For those of you who are unfamiliar, I do a segment called the Weekly Squeak, where I will approach Cassie, and I'll approach her enclosure. Hi, Jake. I'll approach Cassie's enclosure when I haven't approached her for quite some time. Like a long period of time will have passed. Could be hours, days, even. So she's nice and kind of primed, spring-loaded for squeaking. And it's one of those kind of things where, like, okay, she's gonna be squeaking, so take your bets. Place your bets, not take them. You gotta place the bets. You can't take them. Well, you know, bookies take bets. You guys aren't bookies. If we had more bookies than bettors, well, what sort of gambling economy would that be? Man, weird, right? But that's on Facebook. I post that specifically on Facebook. That's a Facebook exclusive. I don't do Weekly Squeak anywhere else but my Facebook. The main reasons for that is because I just was looking at my Facebook. It was just being neglected. I wasn't putting anything on it really, except I would when I would remember to click the BigCatDerek icon when I would post Instagram videos, because my Instagram is connected to my Facebook. It was the only time I was actually uploading videos, and I'm like, I should probably show some love to the Facebook Pride members. Papa, every single time. Every time. We're going through this all the time. Is something wrong with? No, he's fine. Okay, see? Tickle the end of his tail with a piece of grass. He's like, I will put my tail out of your grass's grasp. Out of the grasp of your grass. Ah, foiled again. My nervous system and musculature that's connected to the thing that's protruding from your butt. One of these days, Papa, we'll have a webcast where you're actually up and walking around and being cute. The hall of fans. Ugh. Everything is wet. Oh my gosh. My hair. Oh. Got my sleep schedule all messed up. I got home from work. Where are you going? I was looking at Jake over there and I was thinking, oh, it's great. I'll be able to walk through the thing, take a look at Papa. I'd get over here to where Peaser was. There would be another cat. Right when I exited the alleyway. And then you get up to leave. Busting up my plans, you and your stinky face. Busting up my plans. I messed up my sleep schedule. I stayed up because I couldn't get to sleep. I got home. Normally when I get home, I'll be up for just a little bit. Hey honey, hi, how are you? Smooches. and then I sleep for only 5 or 6 hours, something like that, and then I get up in the evening, spend some more time with the family, and then I'm kind of up all night, just so I could kind of maintain that schedule. I couldn't go to sleep during the day. I stayed up all day. Granted, I did wake up at like 3 in the morning, so I don't know what that's going to mean for the next few days. I have no idea. Don't you hate that? When you got a groove, you got a rhythm, and then something happens, it just knocks you out of your groove. Yeah. There's Chomp Chomp. There he is. Will the big, handsome fella come up and say hi? It's nice. It's a nice morning. It's a nice morning. Chomp chomp. There we go. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Someone is giving me the eyes. Oh my goodness. Oh, I am so dead. I am so dead. You still got it. Prime Hunter. King Stripes, Minister of Teeth, Monsieur Champers. See, that's right, because he's French. He's the Prime Minister of Mayhem. The Minister of Mayhem. The Champers. He's got his log. He loves his log. That thing was heavy. I carried it up from the barn last week. That thing weighs just a few lbs. Yeah, that's right. Pounds. So we're American. We use the imperial standards, not that commie metric garbage that all you rest of you people. Oh, look at it. He's got his ball too. I think I saw a tweet from Neil deGrasse Tyson though saying that we are moving a little bit more towards that metric standard, which is probably a good thing. And this is one of those things, and it's hilarious. I'm a meteorologist, okay? So I do work with units. I'll have to work with meters as far as like airfield visibility is concerned, or I'll have to work with Celsius or centigrade temperatures. But particularly with the Celsius temperatures, and I look at temperature readings all the time, all day, multiples, and I still, after 13 years of being a meteorologist, I don't have like this kind of innate tendency to like, oh, well, that's 28 degrees and that's going to automatically feel a certain way. This level of comfort when I'm outside. Hi, bud. Hi, Volvo. Hi, Volvo. Hi, Mr. Volvo. I roughly, I know like 28 degrees is going to be somewhere I was in, yeah, like mid 80s, mid upper 8. But it, yeah. I think that the Fahrenheit, one of the pros of the Fahrenheit standard is that it does actually have the 0 to 100 scale, which of course I know Celsius, like 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling. From a scientific perspective, that does make a lot more sense. It really does. It really does. But the Fahrenheit scale, 0 to 100, is a much greater indicator of like human comfort. 0 being like very uncomfortable on one end of the spectrum, and 100 being very uncomfortable on another end of the spectrum. Does that mean that it's like, and then that concludes my thesis and why everyone should use it? No, it doesn't. Like I said, it's probably a good idea that we start having a little bit more standardization. And that's one of the great things about, oh my gosh, that's one of the great things about rolling in the grass. The Tiger cuteness standard. I give this performance exactly 27 peats. That's how good it is. I got 27 peats. Oh my gosh, look at you cuties. I might as well not even go and visit the other cats. I don't think that they're going to match this level of cuteness. Then again, the fleabies, they are quite the hams. I don't know if you've noticed this. Look at these guys. My gosh. Just squishy, squishy, squishies. My heart. My heart. It is about ready to explode out of my chest. Like a scene from Aliens. The internet, of course, has been a tremendously democratizing force as far as ideas are concerned, as far as the standardization of ideas, because it puts everyone on an instantaneous communication field. And what that does is it doesn't create just small tribal arenas for discourse, which is what we had been dealing with for millennia. Now we have a global arena for discourse. And, you know, we've only been at it in earnest, I mean, for, you know, a little bit over 20 years out of the whole of our entire human history. So 20 years. We've had 20 years of internet allowing us to communicate instantaneously at a global level. And everyone is taking, I mean, tremendous amounts of culture and, you know, religious perspective, national perspective, and they're all putting them into this this meat chunker where ideas have to duke it out. And it seems like things are crazy, and you know, they are. I think that the level of discourse that we're seeing now is oh my gosh, it's at epic proportions. But I think when you also look at things from like a historical perspective, it doesn't, I don't think that we are currently where we're not supposed to. I think we are kind of where we're supposed to be, is really what I should say. I don't think we're not where we're not supposed to be. That's double negative, which is just like saying, yeah, never mind. It's stupid. Anyway, people, they kind of look at the current times. You know, they look at certain things and certain online communities, or they tune into certain news programs where one is going to be a commercial interest that is going to be heavily biased in one direction, and then there's going to be another that's going to be another commercial interest that is heavily biased in another direction. And it's easy to get lost in the scatter, the melee, the scrum of communication. And people want to hold so dearly upon ideals. They want to fight. Like literally fight. Fight for some of these things. And look, passion's a good thing. I think it is. But sometimes people think that this is like hearkening of the end times. That this is the build up to the end. I'm like, no, I don't think so. It's like I said, especially now, considering that we have the internet, whereas we did not before. This is, I feel like, a natural byproduct. That we're seeing a lot of ideas that are really just, they are coming into the forefront, and they're also being, they're being scrutinized. Good ideas, bad ideas, all sorts of things. For how we, as human beings, should kind of collectively move forward. How we should conduct ourselves, how we should live our lives, how we should treat each other. And it gets heated. But the thing is, we used to have, you know, like, there was, in the early part of the 20th century, idealistic discourse turned into global conflict. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, sugar pie. And when we realized, oh my gosh, our technology enables us to be able to murder each other at an unprecedented rate, we should probably try to keep things as civil as possible. Well, we actually have, and despite some of the conflicts that we have going on right now, we actually have been keeping like relative peace like for the last 70 years. It's not to say that we can't have large-scale nation-to-nation conflict again, even in the near future. There's nothing to say that that can't happen again. But knowing the stakes of what could happen when two or more heavily armed, financially strong, organized and willful collective entities decides to duke it out, and just bad things happen. So being able to, you know, dust it up online, and sometimes passionately show, sometimes angrily show, and feelings get hurt. People say like, I've never seen just the level of just people they're being so mean to each other, and where is the civility? Where is the good-naturedness? And it's like, we've never been a civil species. Like, we pretend sometimes that we are. So we have some nice period dramas where people are wearing, you know, suits, and there's butlers, and people are talking in British accents, like, And they think like, that's my definition of civility. And then meanwhile, like, they're living in their estate, which was paid for by, their colonial endeavors. We've always been, we've always been dicks. People. So, getting into arguments online and saying that, like, your ideas suck, and sometimes it gets trashy and just nasty. It's better than killing each other for real, which used to happen quite often. I mean, like, the sheer numbers and the actual statistics don't lie. We've never lived in a more safe time in our global collective human history. Again, when you're talking about like those large-scale nation-to-nation conflict type things, or just the amount of brutal totalitarian oppression, which is still present. We see it in different pockets of the world. But one of the things is we're so connected, we can point a finger at it and identify it instantaneously, whereas before we couldn't. We couldn't see it. It's such a strange thing, being able to see things, being able to see the horrors that can be wrought by humanity. And again, so much of that, it always goes back to technology. Always. It just does. Some of the battles of the Civil War. What was it, Antietam, I think it was? Where it was one of the first times. Ah! Oh, jeez, that scared the poop out of me. Oh. But there were photographers. Because camera technology, like at the level that they had, the types of cameras that they had, some of the newest forms of that, they went to these battlefields after the battles were done, and they took pictures of a lot of dead people, a lot of dead bodies, and they say, this is what this looks like. These are your sons and brothers and husbands. They're all dead. This is what it looks like. It's not this gallant affair. This is not some, like, teleforth and we shall ride into the halls of noble conflict. It's like, no, this is ugly. And it affected people very much. It really did. So technology has always been a catalyst to try and convince people to, be a little bit nicer, to be a little bit more caring. Because we can see each other's misdeeds so much more than we used to. Don't get me wrong. It still took. We're still working at it. I mean, I just hit that. Every time I hit the 33 minutes and 10 second mark, that's when the video cuts into two. It cuts into two separate videos. So sometimes my words will get cut off, and it gets kind of annoying. I'll be in the middle of making a point, and then it gets cut off, and it just looks like I'm just babbling some weird, glitchy nonsense, as opposed to just the non-glitchy nonsense. But yeah, the photography of the Civil War, like, really kind of brought that home. Like, oh my gosh, this is what this looks like. And then you fast forward, another 80 years. Well, I guess between 60 and 80 years between the two world wars, when we're like, yeah, that was pretty horrible, but we still kind of have like some disagreements, and we got to kind of duke it out a little bit. And then, just when you're talking about just the millions of people that just never made it home, that's when just like everyone kind of collectively said, like, we really just gotta not do this, like, ever. So, you know, lessons learned. Lessons learned. It's an interesting storyline that we have. Bless you. Bless you. It's still going. Us humans, still going. You know, it was really nice about all that rain that came by last night. It did drop the temperatures down this morning. That's, you're probably wondering, like, oh, the cats are actually very active because the temperature's kind of nice. It's going to heat back up again. It'll heat back up again, but for now, very nice. Was not anticipating on going off on that particular tangent, but you know, that's just how the Walk Around the Compound webcast goes. Anywho, thank you folks for tuning into this episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. Again, if you want to get exclusive content, please head to my Patreon page. Link is in the video description below. You can go and see the weekly Squeak on my Facebook. If you want to see pretty lightning videos, you can go to my Instagram. Basically, you just like BigCatDerek, because that's the funny thing, you know. It's my YouTube page, BigCatDerek, and then they're like, how do I find your other stuff? Just go to those sites and just type in BigCatDerek. There you go. Should be able to find it, or it's in the video description below. Anywho, I had fun talking to you. Don't forget #DorbistAward down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the conversation. If you have any bits to add, I would love to hear from you. And I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye.